Hi there. In today's grammar short video, I'm going to present some ways to give examples in English. The words that we use to give examples are, for example, for instance, and those two have exactly the same meaning, e.g., such as, including, and like. And I'm going to show you the grammar for how to use these because they do have different grammar that you need to be aware of if you're going to use them in writing. First of all, I want you to notice that the abbreviation EG means for example. It comes from Latin. That's why the letters EG don't seem to match the word for example. But EG is an abbreviation. We don't often use it in speaking, but we do use it in writing a lot. Such as and including also have the same meaning. And then the word like is a word that we use to give examples in speaking, but we don't use it in formal writing. So if you're writing an essay or a report or a formal letter or something more serious, then you're going to use for example, for instance, such as, including, or maybe the abbreviation EG. So let's see an example for each one so you can see the grammar. Let's see an example sentence. University students must take general education classes. Then we have 3 examples: math, English, and history. Notice that after the word classes, we need to put a comma before we introduce the examples. Then you have these options to show that you're going to give an example. You can use such as, including, for example, or for instance. But notice that the punctuation with for example and for instance is different. Not only do you have this comma before, but with for example and for instance, you have a comma after. So again, you're going to put a comma, such as, and then your examples, comma, including, and your examples, or comma, for example, or for instance, comma, and then your examples. And the other thing that's super important to note is that the examples are nouns. Such as and including always take nouns or noun phrases. So you can't put, for example, such as take math. You can't put a verb or a clause after such as and including. They always take nouns. Okay, let's look at another example of how to use for example and for instance. In the next example, we're going to use for example or for instance as an adverbial conjunction that goes at the beginning of the sentence. So in this case, we're going to separate the sentence into 2 clauses or into 2 separate sentences. So again, I have university students must take general education classes. Now I'm going to put a period and start a new sentence. In the new sentence, I have for example or for instance, comma, and then I have a sentence. They must take history, math, and English. Notice that because I have a sentence with for example at the beginning and then a comma, I need to have a subject and a verb. And again, you can use either for example or for instance here. The only other one I did not show you is EG, and you can use EG the same way that we used in that first group where you would have comma, EG, comma, and then your noun examples. But that one's really not that common, especially in academic writing. I hope that this helped you to learn how to use examples in your sentences. If you have questions, let me know, and I will see you next time. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed with the notifications turned on. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.